Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to something a bit different. Today I'm going to give you a quick rundown of my thoughts, my quick review, I guess, of the Super Mario Bros. Movie that came out. I've had a couple of days to sit on it and digest it and be able to talk about it. But obviously this is a film that is massively made for fans of the series, and yeah, like, obviously it's a video game film. I normally talk about video games, but as you probably know, I'm a huge Mario Brothers fan. I love those games. They've grown up with me my entire life, and so I want to talk about some of the bits of the film. Obviously, spoilers, I guess, because I want to talk about a lot of things in this. So if you don't want to be spoiled or haven't seen it, then maybe click away now and come back later. But if you're here to stick around, then let's talk about this film. Are the critics wrong on this? 100%. The people reviewing this film that are the media critics are absolutely wrong. They are not reviewing this the way that you should review a video game film, and I think this is something that needs to change going forward. Video game films that use their material and are based on their source material should be reviewed differently. Like, they're not completely wrong, there probably are some bits of truth there, but this is not a 2 out of 5 star review, like a film. It's not like that at all. This is a very fun animated romp, very colourful, very nice film. It's got everything you want from a Mario Brothers film, like the way from it starts. I mean, yeah, it does feel very fast. The film's not wasting your time, and the beats are pretty quick, but for a film that's like an hour and 40 minutes, this is just a really nice pace of, like, we go from here, we go from here, we go from here. Like, this film is not perfect, it's got some problems, but this is one of the best films I've ever seen, purely because I'm a huge fan of the Mario Brothers games and the music and everything else that goes into it. And I mean, right at the end of the film, I was absolutely crying my eyes out, because it was a film that was made for me as a fan. It was a film that was like absolutely chock full of every reference to like every game. You had stuff for Donkey Kong, you had stuff for Mario, you have references to other video game series in there. And it was just to see them finally realized in a movie, and have Mario and Luigi be so well animated, have all these characters have their own quirky styles. This film's funny, just so many cool things going on the entire time that it just comes together beautifully. Like, if you're worried about people spoiling the story is what you think it is. For a Mario game, it's, Mario is got to face off against Bowser, and they go on a sort of an adventure to figure out a way to face him, and then he ends up facing him, at the end, and it's pretty much a straightforward affair. This is nothing new, but that was fine. It was everything along the way. It was all of the Easter eggs, all of the references, seeing, more about Mario and Luigi's relationships, giving these characters character, seeing how badass Peach was, seeing how goofy Bowser was, Kamek, being like Bowser's right hand man and all that sort of stuff, seeing how the enemies work, the references to a ton of 80s things. Like, honestly, this is a film, I mean, I'm gonna go see it a second time, and I'm sure the second time I watch it, like, I'll enjoy it just as much, but like, the quality of the animation, the feel good that this film has, like the way that Mario and Luigi like actually are brothers, and they like, when you see them do stuff together, how they are like that. They have this amazing relationship. They're always there for one another. And then when you get to see like Donkey Kong and Cranky Kong, and that, like, how Donkey Kong's kind of like this teenage kind of monkey. I think that's what the kind of thing they're going for, like rebellious monkey. And like, he ended up being a lot better than I thought he was. Toad ended up being like, wasn't even annoying, which was cool. Like, all of the characters came to life. Having Spike in there from Wrecking Crew was just clever, and like, it makes a lot more sense now that I've seen the film. Just all of these characters, even the badniks, not the badniks, that's the Sonic term for it, even the enemies or Bowser's minions were so much personality, so well designed. Honestly, so much of this is so hard to explain without without seeing the film. One thing I cannot like pass up is the music. The music in this film, and there is licensed music in it, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the score. It is incredible, and the reason why it hit me was because right at the end of the film they play a very, very specific theme that I wanted from the film, but wasn't sure whether it was going to happen. And then it happens, and it was like, oh my god, they did this incredible scene with both Mario and Luigi, and it was just like super overwhelming and just incredible to see. And I think some people are going to love the music. I think certain people resonate more with the music than others. So some people might hear it and go, oh yeah, I recognise that theme. There's an amazing part. You've seen all the Mario Kart stuff. There's an amazing part where they're starting to do the kart stuff. I mean, this is all shown off scenes of this in the trailers, but the music that plays there is like, I was like, my jaw was like, because it wasn't something I thought they were going to pull from. And throughout the entire film, there was incredible music from every single game. You've got Mario Bros. 1, 2, 3. I think it was 2, but 1, 3, World. The later games, Galaxy, Sunshine, probably. There's so much music pulled from so many different games, and it just eventually just hit me. It was just so cool to hear all this stuff relived, and knowing that people are going to see this film, they might not know the importance to some of us old fans, but they're going to finally get to hear some of this music that they may not, hopefully they recognise, but they may not also know very well. And quite frankly, it's just incredible to just everything came together. This is not going to have the deepest story you've ever seen in a film, but it doesn't need to. The film needed to, what it is what it needed to be. It needed to be a fun romp through the Mushroom Kingdom, seeing how each of these characters act on screen. I mean, you see Mario get punched around a lot in this film, and and it works really well. All the voice cast is pretty good. I mean, Cranky Kong is probably the most odd one out, but it wasn't bad. And just this, I could sit here and digest it, go through it bit by bit, but I don't want to go into super heavy spoilers. I just, for me personally, the music from hearing from the different games and the end part, seeing all the different power-ups used as well. Yeah, this film is awesome, and this is easily in my one of my favourite films of all time, just because as a fan, this is the film that we wanted, this is the film that we got, and it turns out that it's not afraid to be a video game movie, and that's exactly what it is. It pulls exactly from the games, the references, brings it all together in this. Isn't afraid to be. This is a video game movie based on this property. These games don't have heavy story, and then to have some story here, but mostly focus on individual Mario character moments, and have Mario being Mario, and just seeing how everything comes together, seeing the fact that they start in Brooklyn, seeing where they end up in the Mushroom Kingdom, and everything that happens during that period, and then it's just what I wanted from a animated Mario film. Going forward, I would love to see other characters that weren't in this introduced. I will say right now, this is going to be spoilery territory, so if you definitely, because I want to go over some characters that weren't in this film, so if you don't want to know anymore, go away now. But hopefully, in the next film we will get Wario, Waluigi, Daisy, Rosalina, Koopa Kids, Bowser Jr., just to name a few, right? So that any of those would be good. Wart would be a really cool villain, but I don't think they're going to go down that road. There's all those characters alone, they can definitely incorporate them into the film. I think maybe in the next film they do, it looks like they're heavily implying more to do with Yoshi. I think they might end up doing more with potentially a Bowser Mario team up. There's so many different directions they can go in. Overall, I am just very overwhelmed by how great this film was on a personal level. Like I said, the critics giving it such low scores, they need to understand that this needs to be reviewed differently. It needs to be based on the source material, which this film pulls from and does a good job of it. It's not a perfect film, but for people that are fans of this, for young kids that want to watch a colourful animated movie, this is perfect. It's already doing incredibly well. I hope that this means that going forward Nintendo will do at least another one, and potentially look at other Nintendo franchises to come into an animated style, if nothing else. And yeah, I am just so happy with how this turned out, and I hope there's more people like me out there that really just hit them right here, because, you know, we as fans, we deserve this film. That's the best way to put it. We deserve this film. We deserve something to be better than that shockingly awful Mario film from back in the 90s. You know, it's a terrible, terrible film. It's got its charms because it's so bad it's good, but it is not a good film. This is the film that we deserve, and as a fan, you will love it. And you know, that's about as much as I can say on it. So, for anyone who's kind of umming and ahhing, go and see this film. If you've got kids, take them to the film. I think they will love it. It was so fun, and like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing it again, and just hopefully having an absolute blast with it all over again. So yeah, there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. This is obviously a small, shortish review of the Mario movie. Just a great film. So hopefully you guys go and see it. Hopefully, if there's anybody who has seen it, you know, just comment down below whether you liked it or not. Like, hopefully you guys can appreciate for what it is. Like, again, not a perfect film, but for what it is. So yeah, thanks for watching as always, and I will see you next video.